Have you ever been a slave to fear? Have you ever been a victim of fear? Well, I have, but not anymore. Hi everyone, my name is Njeri Karanja and this is my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and also remember to activate your notification bell so that you may receive all notifications of my future videos. Today we are going to talk about fear. Then we shall look at what are the effects of fear. And now, without any further ado, let's get started. What is fear? Fear is a feeling that comes from within, a feeling that tries to tell you to do the opposite of what you desire to do. It's a feeling that brings you brokenness, a feeling that can make you stop, even when you know yourself that you really want to do. That is exactly what fear is. Fear makes you think of what other people think about whatever it is you yourself want to do. Fear makes you think of who will be happy of whatever it is you intend to do, even when you know that it is all about you, not for them. When I was going through the fear, I always wanted to become a public speaker. But fear has held me hostage for quite long enough. Every moment I tried to break through to it, I could not manage. I was feeling paralyzed. I was feeling weak. I was feeling like every part of my body has stopped operating. It has taken long for me to become the person I am today. It has taken me for me to achieve this dream of speaking. Fear has made everything impossible for me until when I decided enough is enough. So many people are suffering out of fear. So many people are suffering. They are sitting down and watching the game that themselves would have wanted to play. They are watching their favorite game being played by others. As much as they want to be there, they cannot be there because fear has dominated in them. Fear has taken control of their life. Fear has taken charge of every decision that they make in their lives. Every day when you want to make a decision and you start considering who will be happy, how the result will be, how will be the outcome, will it be positive or negative, most of the time fear comes in to try and show you the negative of everything. There was a time I could not make any decision because I could first think of how will society take me for? How will my mom or my brothers, my sisters react? What if I get humiliated publicly? What if everything doesn't go on well? What if I fail? Until when I came to realize that in this life, it is about me. That's why I was given this space by God to know what is good for me and what is good for others. Whatever is mine is mine. So if I have desire to do something, for as long as it's acceptable, for as long as I do not step on my self-respect, for as long as my dignity doesn't get tarnished, I have the right to do it. Because if you don't do what you desire to do because you're so worried about how people are going to react after they see you doing that, if you stop your dream from chasing your dreams because you're thinking of how the whole family, the whole clan is going to react towards that, then you will never do anything. Fear comes to stop you. It pushes your dreams away. Every moment you have a desire, every moment you have a dream, you look for steps and ways to get yourself closer to your dreams. But when the fear steps in, it started pushing them away. It separates you from your dreams. It keeps you away from your dreams. And no matter how many times you try to get close to your dreams, it tells you it's not yet time. And if you let fear control you, you will never do anything. You never take any step. You never start in that business that you always desire to start because you're so afraid of whether it's gonna fail. Instead of thinking of the outcome in a negative way, try and think about it on a huge positive. Fear can drain your energy. Fear makes you weak. Fear takes every breath of you from you. It makes you limit yourself. Like you feel like you're not yet there. It It makes you feel that you're not qualified. It makes you feel like you don't have what it takes. It makes you feel like you still have a lot to work on yourself before you get there. It tries to show you the negative side of everything that you're aspiring to do. If you want to move forward, you have to learn how to control this fear. How did I deal with my fear? Every moment I could see a speaker speak and I was trying to do it on my own, I could not even manage to speak two words without shaking. My voice was going blur. I could not speak as a full statement without forgetting what I was saying, until when I decided this fear thing has to stop. I have to do what I was created to do. I have to let my voice heard because that's what I was created to do. I wanted to start somewhere. So one day I woke up, went to the mirror. I wanted to know, why are all these other speakers so confident? Why don't they shake? What is it that there is special about them? I realized that there's nothing special about them. Everybody was born without fear. Fear does come as we grow. As we get to learn things, that's how fear starts to get spaces and ways and leeways to get into our lives. And it starts to dominate in our lives until it gets to start now paralyzing us to a point of making us lose when you're supposed to be gaining, to a point of making us live a very poor life when you're supposed to be rich. So fear is one great source and origin of poverty. So if there's anything you want to do not let fear come between you and your dreams. Do not let fear step between you and your dreams. I started talking to the mirror, and then my first speech was a speech that I was giving to my mom as an appreciation because I love my mama so much. I gave this speech, and on my imaginary, I had an imaginary huge crowd of people who were listening to me. I talked to my mom for about 1 hour, and when I was done, there was a huge rejoicing crowd clapping for me, and I felt so much brave. I felt so much confident. I felt so much appreciated. And since that moment, I made that practice part of me. I could wake up, got the mirror, and get my imaginary crowd audience on with me. I spoke to them. Then I started trying some other speeches in schools, in churches, young mothers. I started now making those speeches part of me. And that way, my confidence started growing. And by the time I was realizing it, I was in front of more than 700 students, teenagers, giving a speech that was so loving, so lovely. And I felt like I won the whole world to myself. So that was an achievement. It was an accomplishment for me. I felt so good to have fought my fears. Now, the reason to why I made this video, because I know there are so many people who are like me. There are many people who want to become like somebody else. There are many people who desire to be the public speakers, start doing the speeches, but they cannot do because fear has become part of them. This is to tell you, you are never born a fearful person. You are never born with fear. Create confidence in, and the moment you create that confidence, that does not guarantee that fear will definitely walk away. At some point, it tries to approach, but since you know how to fight it, you'll be having enough strength to come against it and fight it until it disappears. Now, I hope this helps somebody who is so fearing to start business, or somebody who is fearing to start a relationship. You know, fear comes in so many ways. There are people who are fearing stepping out of marriages because they think they cannot manage on their own. There are people who are fearing of starting a business because they are afraid of whether the business is going to work. There are people who are fearing to start their public speaking activities because they don't know whether they can stand in front of people. There are people who are fearing doing something because they are afraid of how people are going to judge them. There are people who are fearing to take a step on something they really want to do because they're afraid of losing. You got to stop this fear. Fear is the greatest source of poverty. When you manage to step on your fears, I am telling you, all your ways will open. You start seeing yourself in a very different way, in a very courageous way, in a very senior way, whereby you can even give yourself a pat on your back to tell yourself congratulations for not letting fear dominate you. For not letting fear take charge of your life. For not letting fear control you. Take control of everything that's happening around you. Know what you want. I hope it helps somebody think of ways of how to fight fears so that they can get away to step and do and chase their dreams. For now, it's a bye-bye. Until next time, may God bless you. Thank you.